Catching up with Ally Brooke. This is Dream Big. Hi, Ally. How are you?
Hey, Queen. I'm doing awesome. It's a good day. I just released my new collab called Gatekeeper with Fed the Grand, and I'm doing great. I'm happy to be talking to you.
Girl, you were someone that's thriving during COVID. You released a book, which is a big talk. Big talk. Everyone's talking about it. You got it right behind you. Show us
Yes,
the book, Finding Your Inner Harmony.
yes, finding your harmony. Yes, Queen.
So everybody is talking about this book because you are talking about things that are so in line with what we're all going through. Self-love, accepting yourself, dreaming big. I feel
Yes,
like the book couldn't have come out at a better time.
that's awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. And same here. It's actually been over 3 years in the making, and it feels so incredible to hold it in my hands, to know that all my work, has been completed. And just the fact that girl, I had the dates move like 4 different times in like 2 different years, and now is just so perfect, because that's what my story is all about. It's about hope, it's about loving yourself, it's about accepting yourself and that journey, and then also about faith. And what a time to share that message with people. So I'm so happy that it came out now.
God's time, right? I always feel like I want to rush things, and I'm told God's time is the
Oh,
best
yeah.
time. You doubt it, but look at this right now.
Exactly. That's the thing. And just being open about that, and being, human, and being like, God, wait, hold on. I thought this was the time, or man, I really wanted this to come out on this date. He knows so much better than I do. And he's just awesome. So
Aw.
trusting him, right?
It's so interesting. I did not have, not that I didn't have so much of course I grew up in a traditional Armenian family. We're Christians, but during this time in COVID, my faith has gone so strong.
Absolutely. It's like in these moments, we have to lean on our faith the most and really kind of test how strong we are and how vulnerable we are, how capable we are, and just being forced to be like, I literally don't know what's going to happen. Everything's uncertain.
Right.
I'm nervous. I'm anxious. But trusting him and then just allowing him to take over your life is the most incredible thing that we can do. So I totally understand. I feel
I
the same.
honestly wouldn't even have this conversation with you pre-COVID. I wouldn't have, because it's something that you just shy away to talk to people from. It's kind of like you don't go there. I feel like right now, no matter what you believe in, as long as you believe in something, like this is a time where you're just like, there's something bigger than us out there. There's a higher purpose. I just gotta trust.
Absolutely. Those are such true words, girlfriend.
So I am really happy to talk about your book because, a lot of people know you from The X Factor, Fifth Harmony, Dancing with the Stars. You're an artist, a pop star. So a lot of people know you from your work, but this book brings out a different light, a different story that not a lot of people would have expected to feel like you went through. I'm going to let you do the talking about it, but tell us what your book's about.
Mm, well, it's so true, kind of, it's so amazing to be, a part of so many amazing things, from Fifth Harmony to Dancing with the Stars to being my own artist now. It's incredible. But a book is a way to kind of strip all those layers and all those labels and find the heart of a person. And that was the most beautiful thing to me, is that people are going to see my heart for the first time and see all that I went through and why I am the way that I am, why I'm, joyful or smiley, or why I wear my heart on my sleeve, or why I'm emotional. And, just being at this place in my life, you can try to tell people in interviews that, oh, I've been through so much, and, I'm here now and I'm living my best life. But really getting to uncover the whole story and see someone's journey, because a journey is, man, it's a long road. It's so much that happens to a human. It changes, the way you think and look at life. And being able to really share with people my family, my values, my faith, all the obstacles I went through. Like, guys, yeah, I went through rejection. I went through bullying. I went through even battling, cancer in my family. And I went through family healing and insecurity and a lot of pain. But I came out on the other side, and my faith is what glued me together and my family, and shining a light on that and on my parents. That is what this book's about. It's really about overcoming and about achieving and about dreaming big and believing in yourself, even when you're faced with the hardest moments and the hardest challenges that break you. Knowing that it's possible to come out on the other side is what my book's about. And I think now more than ever, people need to hear that. And I hope that this book can be a light and hope to so many who are going through what I've been through and their own version of that.
Let's talk about self-love. It's a big talk right now with everybody in COVID, quarantine. We're discovering a lot about ourselves, right? How did you come to that point? And was your book maybe therapeutic for you to write it and you came to that point? But how did you get to that place of self-love? Because us women, especially you in the limelight, I'm sure it's times 100, but like you go through so much where you're like constantly questioning, constantly comparing. Like, how did you get to that place of self-love where you're comfortable with yourself?
Yes, it is so hard, man, to go through, insecurity. And the road to loving yourself is a road that is going to be forever for the rest of your life. And just now I'm really learning to love who I am, love my values, love what I stand for, love my body, love my emotionality, love even my voice, like even the way that I talk. It's little things that you kind of discover that you just tear yourself up about, like, oh, my voice sounds like this, or oh, the way I express myself, or am I too emotional? Am I not emotional enough? Is my body okay? And being in the limelight, you're faced with all that head on. And I've been through body shaming online and people saying that I'm horrible dancer, and that I in the group, was the worst dancer and, the worst dressed, and all these worst member, like, awful. And it really just breaks you and tears you apart and makes you feel worthless. But getting through those times by praying and like getting lifted up through my family and even through my fans and friends, having lots of prayer helped me. And then when I became a solo artist, just kind of resetting everything, resetting my friends, resetting my team, starting from scratch, even like my personal routines of working out more and eating better and balancing that, and balancing my mental health has changed my life. And I think it's so beautiful when we as people can accept ourselves and who we are and learn to love that over time, and then also learn that it's okay to be different. We're not all meant to be the same. Celebrating another woman, and her unique features or her awesome personality, and know that we can cheer each other on and we can be different. Just because I'm shorter, and she's taller doesn't mean she's better than me or I'm better than her. We're all unique, we're all meant to be different and fearfully and wonderfully made, like God says. So that's helped me on the road to self-love. And it's a journey that I'm going to work on every day. Some days I don't feel confident. Some days I'm like, I don't look my best, don't look at me. But then some days I'm like on top of the world. So
just, let me do this. I got this, right? I feel you. A roller coaster for me during this weird time. Like there's days where I'm like, I got this. Like I'm ready to take on the world. I just can't get out of bed, and it's just you don't feel the best. How have you been dealing with the situation right now? Like how has your world been? I know you're on the set of your first movie, right? This is like your first movie. Congratulations, you're in Atlanta. But how do you get yourself motivated? Because this is a weird time.
It is such a weird time. Oh my gosh. The good thing from what always has helped me my whole life is knowing that I'm not the only one feeling like this. And literally today, I mean, the whole world is feeling isolated, lonely, scared, anxious. That's always comforting, is knowing that we're in this together. And having people I can talk to, having my friends that I could call and they could pray for me or just lift me up, or my mom's like, Mama, you got this. Come on, girl. Like, get out of bed, smile, be thankful. That's what I need, is sometimes pep talks or people to cheer me up. And then also kind of well, my fans, they make me feel awesome and beautiful and wonderful and valued. So it's incredible to have them. And then also thinking like, in this situation, what would I tell my friend who's going through what I'm going
I
through?
like that because you take yourself out of the equation. You take yourself like you're looking at it from the outside.
Yes. And writing helps me so much. Sometimes just being alone, writing my feelings, writing a song, it is so therapeutic. And obviously, writing a book.
I love that. Tell me about this movie that you're going to be doing. This is like a big deal for you. Your first movie
Yes.
on your own. This is solo. This is you, Ally Brooke.
Yes. It is so incredible. You know, like you said, my first film, and it's called High Expectations. It's a drama. And, you know, as you read in the book, I've been on audition since I was 12 years old. And for 15 years, I finally got my first role. So you can imagine how amazing that feels. Um, but
And
I,
that's interesting to see someone like you, like you reached big success really young, but still you have a name and it's like still a process for you to even get this role. It's not that the town isn't easy.
exactly. And like, again, persevering, and there's a bunch of almosts. I almost got a lot of different roles and a lot of callbacks for different, you know, major films, but never got the part yet. And God had the part ready for me. I just had to be patient and believe that, and to continue to audition, you know, even when I was burnt out. But what was crazy is that the producers, they wanted me for the role immediately. I was the first that came to their mind, and they pursued me, and I finally got to audition. And I read the script right before I auditioned, and I just cried because it's such a beautiful story. And I can't really give too much away, obviously, but just the road to recovery and to redemption, that's what the film is all about. And my character is awesome. She's so grounded and so compassionate and empathetic, yet so strong and like tough as nails. And
Right.
I've learned so much from her. To have this experience outside of LA and in Atlanta has been so beautiful. It's been one of the best experiences that I've been a part of. It's
Oh,
been
and when does the movie come out? Do you have like a timeline?
I actually don't know when it comes out yet, but I think there's like whisperings of maybe spring 2021, but we'll see.
I can't. What have you learned, Ally, in the last, I would say we've been Hope, what, the last year? Like we've been Hope.
No.
What have you learned in the last couple months during,
Mm,
what have you learned about yourself? Because I feel like we're all just self-discovering right now.
yes. I've learned how strong I actually am, because there's been moments when I felt so sad or isolated or alone, or I felt, even like writing the book, overwhelmed. And I had to put in a lot of work and a lot of extra hours and no sleep. um, and, you know, just dealing with my own emotions and the past traumas and healing from that, I've learned that I'm, again, just so much stronger than I think, and so much more capable of accomplishing things beyond that I could have imagined. And that, um, I mean, I learn now more than ever. I mean, I've always been a family girl. I mean, gosh, we're so close, but now more than ever, just learning how important that is, and how important it is to take care of your mental health, and to not always say yes all the time. And there's a power in no, and no is a complete sentence. And finally getting to that point where I'm just really valuing myself and what I need as a person and human and artist, it bleeds onto your whole life. um, and just really, really honing into my inner voice and my inner strength. That is what I have learned, and that it's okay to be vulnerable and to be confident and to show who you are, because life's too short to not live your truest self, it really is. And for a long time I didn't uh live a full life. I didn't live um to my truest potential, and I always let other people kind of tell me how to live. For the first time, I'm learning to live for me, for others.
I love this. I love this. I'm like learning the same thing too. I'm learning how to say no to things. I feel like before,
It's hard. It is hard.
yes, yes, yes. And I felt like I was doing a lot of stuff. I'm like, why was I doing that? Like, I don't think there was a need to do it, but you were like, yes, yes, yes. And now it's nice when you say, no, I don't
Yep.
see, I expect this for myself. And I believe that COVID's taught me that, like to have faith in yourself, believe in yourself. And actually have the stillness has brought me like time to see things clear, right? I feel like,
Oh,
no,
yes. That is exactly what I'm feeling too. You're right. The stillness is just given clarity.
right. Are you working on new music right now?
Well, I actually just dropped a new song, a new collaboration called Gatekeeper,
Yes, I
and
saw
it's
that.
right with Fed the Grand. And girl, there's so much coming. There's so much more coming. And my new single is "What Are We Waiting For" with Afrojack. So
By the,
lots will come before the end of the new year. I mean,
by
the end of the year.
You have the most beautiful voice. I know you're acting, but please don't stop singing. Please continue
Oh, girl.
singing.
Singing will always be number one, always be my foundation. Thank you for saying that, girl. It means a lot. I appreciate that.
It's interesting because, like, when I learned about your book, right, the stuff you went through that as a fan, a follower, you would never think that you were going through that. Like, you're getting body shamed by people on social media. But it's interesting because as a fan, when I look at you, I'm like, oh, she's on top of the world. She's on this, like, you know, huge girl. She's in this huge girl group, like top songs. But
Yeah.
like you were having a hard time. If you want to talk about,
Yes.
like, because that's just so two crazy extremes, right?
Yes, totally. Oh my gosh, it was so difficult. And, I didn't want, I was nervous to share that because I didn't want people to, I don't know, I didn't want to ruin like, the bubble, burst the bubble for the fans. But at the same time, I had to be honest and, share that these are things that go on in our industry, and for any other young entertainer who wants to pursue this, pursue it, but pursue it with, caution. And I'll tell you about my experience, and hopefully you can learn from it. But it was so hard balancing the fame and the success, the amazing success, and then also the challenges that came with it, like social media bullying and losing my voice, losing my identity, trying to be like millions of girls would want to be here. So I have to be grateful and not complain. But at the same time, I'm valid in my feelings, and nobody's listening to me. It was so hard, and being body shamed just sucked. That's really how I can say it, because I already was going through so much. I already didn't have much confidence at this time in my life. And then, to already feel like insecure about my body, and then these pictures come out and people confirm that, oh yeah, your body is not okay. You do look ugly. You're not accepted. It was just devastating, so devastating. And it broke me. But I learned to overcome that through time, and through time be able to prioritize what was important to me, and to get that encouragement from my fans, from my friends and family. And then now we're living in a world where all types of bodies are celebrated and accepted in Hollywood and in the world. And that's so beautiful to me. And so the fact that we're making progress now is everything, and healing,
That's what I feel like to you. I feel like right now things are shifting for a like better place for diverse women like ourselves,
Yes.
shifting at a better place for different types of like you said, body shapes, sizes, like whatever it is. Like we're celebrating diversity now, and I
Yes.
don't know what it's gonna be like when we all go back to like norm, but I like what we're going right
I love it.
now.
I think it's so important and so needed.
I hope it doesn't change. I hope we're like gonna go with this flow of like making major changes for women because it was
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh shoot. Sorry. I think my earpods are acting up. I'm so sorry.
Taking taking care of yourself, like what your self-care routine, whether you're on set, whether you're at home, like what have you been doing during this time when it comes to self-care?
Ooh, I love sometimes being in quiet and just writing, or for me, listening to instrumental music like an orchestra or a soundtrack to a film helps my mind to just cleanse, if that makes any sense. That is so important to me. And then also, uh what was I gonna say? Well, as far as like skincare and stuff, just taking care of myself, washing my face day and night, doing a scrub twice a week, always taking my makeup off at night, no matter how tired I am, drinking lots of water changed my life. I try to drink like 7 bottles a day. It really helps tremendously. And then just knowing when to step away from social media and when to, open up the phone and receive, love. That's been so that's been so powerful for me.
Wow. I love everything you're saying. It's just so inspirational. I'm taking a lot to like
Ah,
my life after we get off this interview. I know you're
awesome.
a busy bee. You've got so much that you're doing. Even through COVID, you're thriving. I wanted to know how you keep dreaming big because you've created so
Mm,
much here for yourself. You went from X Factor, a huge girl group. You've done so much in your life. You've released your own music. You continue to release it. And now you're doing a movie, which is so major. You've got your book. How do you keep dreaming big? And what is
oh
dreaming
my gosh.
now?
What was the last part? What is what?
Dreaming big for you right now?
Mm. Well, girl, thank you. That's awesome to know that I accomplished all that and you're like celebrating that. That means a lot to me, girl. Thank you. Man, I am just thankful and reflecting on like what the Lord has done in my life and his blessings, what has come to pass in my life, things that I never thought of. Even like, my grandpa and his last days, reconciling with him, that was a miracle that changed my life and changed me forever. And obviously now getting to pursue my dreams and live them out, it's been a lifelong battle and it's incredible. For me, I just continued to dream big by, I have so many more goals left, and I'm so excited for the future and to continue to push myself, to continue to put out music, and to continue to be creative during this time. That's that's what's on my heart. And then dreaming big for when the world opens up again. One day I want to go back out on tour. One day I want to complete an album. Tour is like the dream big part. I think about it every day, and I can't wait to be back and to complete what we started.
I love that, and I can't wait to be there in the audience cheering you.
Yes! Oh, girl, we're gonna have the time of our lives. I cannot wait for that day.
I can't wait to actually see you in real life and give you a big hug and kiss when we could do that.
Yes, please. Oh, same, girl. I can't wait for that.
This is seriously such a great conversation with you. I'm rooting for you. I love
Oh,
your break, and you're
thank
such a good
you.
soul, and
You're sweet. Thank you.
wait to see this movie and you can see more from you. I'm sure we're going to keep hearing from you. That's no doubt. And thank you so much for coming on my show, Dream Big. I'll talk to you soon, Ally.
Oh, girl, thank you so much for everything. This was so wonderful. I appreciate all the love, girl. So thank you. Mwah.